Hello, and welcome back to smirconish.com. This is the editor's report, and I'm your editor, Gili. As you could see, today I am filming the editor's report from the radio studio. So welcome to the studio to all of you who are viewing this video. I'm excited to be filming in here. As you know, and as I do every week, I'm going to highlight some of our best critical thinking essays, and those are our original content written by people like you who want to contribute to the news, to opinions, and have something to say. But of course, not tethered to any one specific agenda. So here is the best war with Iran, talking about the history of this conflict and how it's kind of blowing up in our face diplomatically and militarily right now. We have James Icone with a piece on the Taiwanese elections called Why Taiwan's Elections Are Important. John Hart wrote a piece called Why I Am Still a Democrat, talking about how he's a moderate Democrat and how he is kind of seeing a big shift to the progressive side of the Democratic Party that he's not really into that much. Then we have the one and only Michael Smirconish, who wrote a piece called Bloomberg's Election Game Theory, which was actually for the Saturday CNN show. It was his commentary this week. Then we have Neha Mukherjee, who wrote a really interesting piece on physician-assisted suicide called What's in a Name? A New Take on Physician-Assisted Suicide. Bernard Mooney wrote the piece The Unleader, which talks about how some leaders use greed and fear to govern and their supporters and to kind of convince their supporters that they are worthy leaders. We have Tony Del Nos, who wrote Trump's Math Problem, about the demographic problem that Trump will face in this year's elections, specifically when it comes to the younger generation and the older generation. As regulators need to wake up. Michael Haas wrote a piece called How to Make Peace with North Korea, a really interesting take and kind of goes through the history of diplomatic relations between the US and North Korea. And then John Jennings wrote a piece called Can We Trust Our News, talking about fact and fake news. Lastly, I also wrote a piece this past week called Is Trump Good for Jews? And it's kind of my commentary on the relationship between Trump and Netanyahu, Trump's foreign relations with the state of Israel, and what Trump's policies and speech and kind of attitude, how it's affected the Jewish community and how the rise in anti-Semitism worldwide, not just in the US, is being impacted by Trump's words, by Trump's actions, and by who he supports and who he gives power to. So make sure to check that out as well. As always, thank you so much to everybody who's contributed. Special shout out to all of you that are regular contributors of ours. We really appreciate you. And as always, we are looking for new contributors. So email editor@smirconish.com. We'd be happy to work with you on your critical thinking essay submission and to hopefully get it published. Thank you so much and have a great week. Toodles!